as we return to the business at hand. Our Jim Gray had an opportunity to chat with tonight's two combatants.
Steve, thank you very much. Bernard, that's a nice look. You got your teeth in?
No. It's ready to fight. You got to keep him out early.
Where does Pascal rank in all of the great fighters that you have fought?
Well, it's been a lot of them. Robert Allen stands out. Robert Allen was known as armed and dangerous. He was dangerous for the first couple of rounds because he came out trying to let his bombs go, and most people stood in their way. Didn't last long. I knew that was his style, and I look at Pascal as being sort of like a Robert Allen type guy who's going to come winging punches from all over and try to overwhelm you with his power and his aggressiveness.
He beats Chad Dawson. He says, I want Bernard Hopkins. You're sitting on the couch. You don't expect this fight. Now it's here.
My teeth in the glass, and I said, let's go. We in business. Back in business.
And what do you do with this opportunity, and what would it mean to you now to become the first person in history to win a major title at your age?
Just to pass one of my heroes, one of my legends that I watched growing up, and George Foreman. Beating him out by 9 days is so surreal, and it's a big thing for me. These opportunities don't come to any athlete of any sport often or any time. So to be able to be the one, the chosen one tonight to make that happen is is gratifying, is a blessing.
Bernard, there was a press conference on Wednesday. The belt was standing out there. You took the belt and put it behind your back. You seem to have gotten under Pascal's skin. What was your intent with that?
Well, I realized I'm paying a lot of money for the belt, so I might as well get a touch and feel it. You know, I contribute to the sanctioning fees that we pay, and I just seen the belt and it was enticing, and like a kid in a candy store, I had to go taste it, feel it,
Mutual
rub it.
Respect or animosity here?
Well, I think when you're getting ready to fight, there's always animosity, and I think whoever earns the respect each other at the end of the fight. Fighters normally do that anyway, but I can't respect you until the battle is over. And I think that any fighter that's listening to this will agree to that. I can't respect you to the point where I let my guard down, because we're at war. We got to fight. That's what fighting is about. Fighting is about, I got to hurt you, you got to try to hurt me. That's the business we in. We signed up for it. If they don't like this type of rules, go to golf.
All right, Bernard, look forward to talking to you after. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Sean, why exactly did you want to fight Bernard Hopkins?
Because I love challenges, and Bernard is a big name, he's a legend, he made history, and on my side, I want to make history too, so that's why I chose Bernard Hopkins.
Has he gotten underneath your skin with what went on at the press conference and the weigh-in? Are you bothered by his antics?
Not at all. I'm really strong, mentally, and I knew that he would have do something like that. So it didn't affect me at all, and I'm ready to fight.
You have a big crowd here, obviously a lot of people, all to see you here in Quebec. Has it been a distraction in any way?
Not at all. It's a motivation for me. My people are behind me, and I just can't wait to make the show happen.
What will you need to do, particularly early in the fight, to make sure that you're effective throughout the entire course of the fight?
Simple as that, is to be me, to be Jean Pascal.
Best of luck to you. We'll talk to you afterwards.
Thank you very much, guys.
Will Pascal be able to unmask the mystique and the achievements of Bernard Hopkins? We'll find out later. Well, with so much on the line, things have become pretty heated here in Quebec. But Bernard Hopkins was more jovial when he reflected on the moment. Pascal called him out.
I want you to touch gloves now. We're boxing at the bell. Good luck to both of you.
It was late at night. I had my teeth over here in the drawer, in my rocking chair, watching the fight because I'm a fan. I'm minding my business. Next thing I know,
I want the best in the world. Hopkins, anybody. I want to prove I'm one of the best.
you want to fight me? We back in business, baby.
It's like a dreams come true for a living legend, but I think Hopkins is the past. He thinks his mind is still the present, but the present is right here.
If he's based and predicating on him winning or losing because I'm 45, the element of surprise is a hell of a thing, because now you're going to say in yourself, y'all got me here with this animal.
I'm not gonna get full, but that is always 45. This is his last fight, but I won't be trapped. I learn from mistakes from others, and I won't do the same because I'm a smart guy.
Being a veteran, I can neutralize anything he does.
What I have to do in the ring to be Bernard Hopkins is to be me, to be Jean Pascal. It's time for a new era.
Pascal will be surprised that he's not fighting an old man.
And then we got a long, long night.
As we close in on the WBC Light Heavyweight Championship here in Quebec City, Canada, local favorite Jean Pascal, a superstar north of the border, defends his crown against the age-defying boxing icon, Bernard Hopkins. And there he is, the executioner. Hearing it from the crowd, Bernard Hopkins, who will be navigating his way through the bowels of this venerable hockey arena, which has stood the test of time for about 50 years. And Al, how fitting, as you can almost say the same thing about Bernard Hopkins.
His career's been just a few years shorter. To put it all in perspective, when he started as a pro, Ronald Reagan was president.
Well, he was 41 when he beat you, Antonio, 43 when he beat Kelly Pavlik. Tonight, less than a month away from 46. Again, looking to turn the sport upside down.
Yes, he is. You know, it's no doubting his legacy. I feel we all know he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. And, you know, he was one of the most consistent fighters of this era. He held that middleweight title for forever. He came up, he beat me, took my light heavyweight title. But tonight, how good is Hopkins? Can he get it done against Jean Pascal?
Will he become the oldest world champion in history by 38 days over George Foreman? Big George just a hair younger when he knocked out Michael Moorer for the heavyweight title back in 1994. Whatever happens tonight, Bernard Hopkins will go down as one of boxing's all-time greats, and he'll be compared to other fighters who achieved glory near his current age, like Archie Moore and the aforementioned George Foreman. Scary thing is the crowd hasn't seen him live yet. They're watching him on the big screen, but when they see him live, the decibel level of booing will go up a lot higher.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, the time has come for the main event of the evening. And now entering to the blue corner, passant son entrée dans la coin bleu, here is the challenger, l'aspirant, Bernard, the executioner, Hopkins.
Bernard Hopkins has always done it his way. A ring walk for the ages. Under hostile circumstances, Bernard accompanied by his good friend Artie Rabin. Artie, a very brave man. Antonio, no doubting Hopkins' legacy, but should we judge him by his last performance?
You know, that's a good question, Steve. If the saying is true that you're only as good as your last fight, we don't know what Hopkins is going to show up tonight. He struggled against his arch rival, Roy Jones Jr., and I know how bad he wanted that fight. He wanted to redeem himself from an earlier loss. If he couldn't do it in great fashion, who's to say he can do it tonight?
Bernard playing to the crowd. The question is, yeah, he did it his way, but is this the end of the road for one of this generation's greatest boxers? Al, your keys to victory. for the man who did it his way.
For Bernard Hopkins, the jab is underrated because it's underused, but he knows he needs that punch tonight to win. Against Kelly Pavlik, Hopkins threw combinations and more punches, period. That's essential to win tonight. His overhand right is hard to avoid, and Pascal can be hit with it. That's a big weapon for him tonight.
Entering to the red corner, faisant entrer dans le coin rouge, le champion, le champion, Jean Pascal.
And in all due respect to Shavalo Ali, many here feel this is the biggest fight in Canada's history for Canadians. He's got the crowd behind him. He's nearly 18 years younger than Hopkins. He's a natural light heavyweight, a 2-1 favorite. But Antonio, could Pascal be feeling the pressure to perform well? He's had big fights, but nothing like this.
Yeah, and that's a key word, pressure. You know, we know the age difference, but what he wants to do tonight is keep the crowd involved. This fight is very interesting early because if he don't do something spectacular, they might turn on him. I've seen it happen. You know, they may get anxious. They may want to see greatness happen right before their eyes.
The fans are here for a coronation. Bernard Hopkins has other ideas. This is such a huge event here. Not too many guys can pack a house. They're having some kind of a delay in getting Pascal into the ring. I guess he doesn't have his credential.
The security is very tight here, so you can understand that. I guess they don't recognize him. That's Russ Anver, his cut man there. Mark Ramsey will be with him, his trainer, and now they're getting in.
They mentioned Al Bernstein's name.
That was it.
This is particularly big because it involves a local hero versus a legend. And the crowd, as you can hear, becomes a third character in the story. Let's get the keys to victory for Jean Pascal.
Well, when you're fighting a man that is nearing his 46th birthday, early body work is a pretty good idea, and we should see that from Pascal. Some would argue this fight is all about the work rate, and Pascal might steal a win by being busy against Hopkins, who normally is not. Pascal has a sneaky fast right hand, and if he's going to hurt Hopkins, it will be with that punch.
Let's check the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape.
The number that jumps out at us the most salient is the one we've been talking about, the difference in age and how will that equate to speed, quickness, and stamina. The rest, the height, the reach, differences are negligible.
And the notable WB